repeat of 2020. We'll see Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Jamal Murray, and KCP.
Yeah.
Who's familiar with both teams.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was thinking about when they were talking about the Nuggets don't have like playoff experience and pedigree and all that. I was like, the Lakers do, I should say. The Lakers have championship pedigrees. Like, well, hey, Nuggets have made a couple playoff runs too. Bruce Brown was a key player.
Yeah, absolutely. And playing really well right now.
You look at KCP.
Yep.
He was a starter on a championship team.
Our Pistons drafted him.
I tell you, we used to call him Kid Can't Play.
Really? Wow.
And when he was in Detroit.
He was coming off a SEC Player of the Year for Georgia too, man. And I actually had high hopes for that draft pick. It just didn't.
And to be fair, Detroit basketball has been let's just say a place where fun goes to die for a few years now, and that was one of them. But this series coming up right here, who is it a bigger series for in your eyes? It's really hard to call it right now because you got Nikola Jokic, who really honestly needs to add a ring to his resume.
Yeah.
At this point, because he's got a lot of the personal accolades. You got to get some team accolades, too. Because once you get some team accolades, now we're going to start talking about you in an entirely different way.
Yeah, he moves up the Martin tier of big men.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's up high now.
Him at one, right? Him and Embiid.
I had Embiid above him, but, that's just a personal preference to me.
Like, so is he tier 2 for you? Or
No. He's for sure tier 1.
Okay, but he's with Embiid at tier 1.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he's with Embiid in tier 1 for me.
Okay.
Now here, you know what? This is a big season a big one for Anthony Davis because he can go from like a tier 1 sometimey to all the way stamped.
All the way there, stamped.
All the way stamped. Because even though his offense has been coming in and out, defense has been consistent throughout.
Yeah.
The defense has been consistent throughout, and I don't knock Jokic for not playing a lick of defense, so I'm not going to knock Anthony Davis for playing incredible defense, right? And you know what? I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here. I was talking with Larry Nance Jr. the other day.
Okay.
And I said, because Herb Jones didn't get he got 15 second place all defensive votes.
Okay.
Which is like, what are you guys watching? Like, and I said,
Giannis didn't make a team, so what are y'all really watching?
So, that's the thing. And I told him, and I said, he agreed with me, so now I feel good enough to say it out loud.
Okay.
You can't vote for people for Defensive Player of the Year if they can't switch. If you can't go out and go onto the perimeter.
Yeah.
If you got to be able to go on the perimeter and go and be able to switch at least 2 through 4, okay? At least 2 through 4.
Or 1 through 3.
But I'm here, but there's going to be moments in time tomorrow where Marcus Smart is guarding Joel Embiid. Now, it may not be where Boston wants to be, right? But there's going to be moments in time tomorrow where they're going to do that. They're not going to throw help. They're not going to the Boston's not going to lose their mind. They're going to be like, dang, we're here. We don't love it, but Marcus, do the best you can.
For the next 3-4 seconds, hold up.
Just hold up. You know why? Because we got faith in you defensively.
Yeah.
We know can get in front of people, and maybe, just maybe, you'll cut them, beat them to the spot, and they'll run you over. All right? That's what I'm talking about. Miss me with Brook Lopez and Jaren Jackson Jr. coming off the help side to block shots. If you can't stay in front of somebody, I don't want to hear it. Now, I'll say that because you'll remember down the stretch, Lakers-Warriors, Anthony Davis sitting in front of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Sitting down.
Yeah, sitting down.
Causing him all types of hell.
Sitting in front
all
of him.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, is that what the Lakers came out at the timeout doing? No. But when everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. All right. So when Steph comes out and starts punching you in the mouth from 3, no joke to Draymond Green, no pun intended. All right, because Draymond really.
I think you did though. I think you did right there. I think you did.
I really didn't. I really
won't let it go. So I think you did.
I honestly wasn't even thinking about it, but Draymond, maybe that would be the way to knock Anthony Davis out and hit him in the head, punch him in the head. But if he can come out here and take a 2-time MVP and make him struggle, because he hasn't really struggled this postseason so far, and the Lakers advance, LeBron's going to do what he does at this point. Anthony Davis is stamped tier 1. Stamped. And he's all the jokes, all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. People was out there really making fun of him after he got hit in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just didn't think it was a concussion. Now, if it was a concussion, hey, it's a concussion. I just we've seen all types of guys get concussed before. But I understand the reporting behind it. They're evaluating for a concussion. None of it was very funny. I just didn't think I just didn't think that was the case. But all that you hear is like this guy gets talked about like he's not the best offender in the league at times.
Like he's paper mache. Like he's wet toilet paper.
Like it's just like, okay, you throw him out with the bathwater if you want to.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, to answer a few parts of your question, I'll start with who's it bigger for tomorrow, and that's real interesting because I do think it's Jokic, and it's Jokic by a mile. It's Jokic. This is not even close. As far as AD goes, I think AD stamped. I just think we know what AD is. And we hold our breath that he can get through 30 to 40 games without missing 15 of them or 12 of them because he's dinged up and he's hurt.
The thing about this, I have trouble with the year after they won the championship is when they started calling the boy street clothes.
Yeah. Well,
so that's why I say I don't know how stamped he is.
He wasn't healthy in New Orleans though, so it wasn't. And maybe I'm just speaking personally because it wasn't nothing for me. Because I'm like, why are y'all surprised? He didn't play full seasons in New Orleans. You knew what this was. You just hope you can get enough of them. If you can just get 60 games out of him and he misses 22 of them, okay, you got a shot with LeBron and with the other pieces that they had at that time in JaVale and Rondo and Dwight Howard and KCP. Guys like that you had that you knew could fill in if he was going to miss time. They got lucky and got a 4-month break where everybody got lucky and got a 4-month break in that season, then went down to the bubble. And we know how that turned out. But right back to 82-game seasons, the last 2 years we've seen what it is. You know what I'm saying? Even LeBron now. LeBron's the most he's played is 62 games, and that was because of the lockout. Not the lockout, the COVID year, where they missed 4 months. Other than that, his highest total is 56. So they're going to miss 25 to 30 games, both those guys. It just kind of is what it is. And to me, I think AD is stamped where I'm going to have him forever. I don't think he'll can ever do anything to raise himself because I know he's going to get deemed up at a point. And I think we've seen the best AD. I don't think there's another AD we can't see. We've seen 40 and 20 AD. We've seen AD go get 50. We've seen AD have 20+ rebounds. He had 12 blocks in the Golden State series. 12 in 6 games. Like, that's tremendous for a playoff series on the defensive end. So I think with Jokic, like you said, he needs that ring to solidify the 2 MVPs. Think about 2 MVP guys that don't have rings. First one comes to my mind, Steve Nash. Why don't we have Nash up as high? When we talk point guards, I don't never hear nobody say Nash before at least 4 or 5. Maybe even 6. If you watch somebody do a top, and you know why? He ain't got the ring. He's got the 2 MVPs. Jokic can be that guy where 10 years from now, we'll go, yeah, man, he was dope. He was great. Fundamentally, so all the great stuff we said about Jokic today and him winning the Vanilla Brother of the Week award on Uncle VJ's Corner. If he don't put that hardware on that finger, though, I think it means the world to his career. And that's why I think this is a bigger series for him. And I think what the Lakers are going to have to do is have a plan with how they're going to protect the paint, because the one thing that Golden State did do to them is whoever Anthony Davis was guarding, they put in the pick and roll, and it gave them just layup after layup. We saw Peyton Jr., Steph just driving to the rim, and then they adjusted to it. But with Jokic, you don't have to pick and roll. You could just pull Jokic out, and AD has to come out on the floor and on the perimeter to guard, which will open up other things for other players. So I think Jokic is the key in this series, and I think it's bigger for him than anybody in this series, and I think it's by a mile. I don't think it's close.
I don't know, man. He's already got the 2 MVPs, and there's certain people in the sabermetrics and analytics and all of that that'll just tell you, like, no, like, don't you see what he's doing? Don't you see what he's doing?
But I don't,
And I'm not trying to knock what he's doing. I think he's incredible. But when it comes down to, I don't think that, like, realistically, and this is off the top of my head, I should have planned this better, but is there an all-star player who gets talked about worse than Anthony Davis?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi's not an all-star right now.
Oh, you mean current all-star right now? Well,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis didn't make the all-star team this year either.
All right, fair enough.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Listen,
but it's like,
that's
that's what I'm saying. Kawhi's been hurt for the last, you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
know, but he
Kawhi-
gets talked up, and we kill him.
And okay, so then Kawhi's. I just don't.
I don't kill AD, man. I hated the fact that he gets. I hate the fact that he gets.
Well,
you and I tweeted.
Hold on, because Kawhi tears his knee up against or gets hurt against Phoenix, and the conversation is like, is he Brandon Roy? Is he Greg Oden? Is he like? Is this a situation
you and I
where
agreed on that he's to a point where he's just trying to get his body prepared to play. AD
right,
is
but we
different.
Don't give
he's
Anthony
just
Davis
trying to stay healthy. He's just trying not to get hurt.
Well, I was saying we don't give him the same grace. But I'm really off the top of my head trying to think of a guy who is a perennial top 10, top 15 guy who gets like okay. We watched. I saw on Twitter after the Knicks lost. They're tearing down Julius Randle posters in New York.
Oh, you're spray painting them and stuff?
Spray painting them, right? Stomping on them and stuff. Julius Randle was an all-star, but we're not looking at him in the top 20 top 15 players in the league. Like we're not looking at him as a guy who can be the best player on a championship team.
Not at all.
Right? That's what Anthony Davis is right now.
Of course.
And the inside the NBA guys are literally laughing.
They got
at him.
ate up for that. First of all, they should have.
But the point remains that the fact that they felt that it was okay, or not that whatever. I'm not trying to even make that some bigger discussion with him, with them, and Stephen A. It's just the idea that we have seen the response to Anthony Davis's shortcomings or injuries or. I call him the AD Stock Exchange, making jokes because he's up and down, right? Like, we don't really have the same level of conversation about other players in the same way. Like, when Kyrie is hurt, nobody's talking about how hurt he is, and how he's not.
Why do you think that is, then? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Why do you think that is?
I honestly, I think, you know what it is, and I think I fall victim of it too, and I think a lot of people do, because when you're not 7 feet tall, and you looking at guys who are 7 feet. I look at DeAndre and I say, like, bro, go get it. Go get the ball.
Embiid,
Like, you're bigger than all of us. Yep. And I think a lot of times when it's easy for me to say as a guy who has never been that. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that,
I think
back
that's
in
what
our
runs
day,
into it.
But the basketball, you and I, we're not that far in age. We got some. We're not that far in age, but you're very well averse to sports. Like, you've been watching sports since you could walk. You know what I'm saying? So you remember Ewing and an Olajuwon and a David Robinson, and then Shaq came through, and you're like, what the hell is that? We are used to big men going and getting it. We are used to big men that when you got a small guy on you, you don't face him up and jab step, 12-foot jumper. You turn your back to the back of him. You back him down like Shaq would say. Shaq says it all the time. When I got a bum on my back, that's barbecue chicken. Give me the ball. I'm going to dunk on him, dominate. That's real talk, what you're supposed to do. Like I said, the other night I'm watching Horford make Embiid think. Dude, you're younger, bigger, strong. Dominate him. When I play one-on-one with people when I was younger, people say, well, I'm a thick dude, so you know what I used to always get? All you're going to do is back me down. You damn right I'm going to back you down. Stop it. Oh, you want me to play on the perimeter and play all pretty? Bro, I don't have no handle. I can dribble a little bit. I've never had handle. But I bang, I get rebounds, and I'm putting you in the post, and I got footwork in the post, B. I grew up watching Kevin McHale. I grew up watching big men with footwork. So that's why I think the series is what it is. And when you talk about AD, he does get that because he doesn't do that. There's just too many times he does take jumpers. He does take three-pointers. It's like, dude, you're bigger than everybody. Just more athletic. Do you see some of these putback dunks he got this series, dude, where he looks like, okay, man, he don't look like nothing wrong with him. He look good right now, but I just don't know why we do it. And I guess we fall victim to.
That's part of the reason why I said, I think, it's a huge series. It's a huge series for both guys. But that's part of the reason why I think it's bigger for AD, because for whatever reason, we got this cloud above his shine.
What if he plays well and they lose the series?
I think that still matters.
Just 24 and 11.
If he comes out and is an 30-15 AD, you know what I'm saying? Averages 30 and 15 for the series and they lose in 6. I still think people are going to be like, no, he's here.
Of course. Now let's keep it a buck too. And you and I know this to be true. The whole arm around him by LeBron the night he broke the record with the camera and the mic picked up. You know I love you, right? Because they were thinking of moving him. Because it's like I said about Golden State. There's just no patience with certain players anymore, and just overall,
the reality of the situation,
you got to kind of move now. And
the reality of the situation, the only guy untradeable is LeBron, right? The only guy untradeable in Golden State is Steph, and you don't want to be reminded of your mortality there. But we'll have more